Hello everybody, this is Albert with Green Tea House. I hope you're doing well today. Today we're going to talk about top 5 teas to drink as it gets colder. Now before we begin, if you haven't done so already, please check out our back catalog of episodes. By now we have over 150. Come to the tea store so I can meet you. And lastly, please subscribe and hit the notification bell if you haven't done so already, and post a comment. So as we get into the cooler days, maybe you want to try a different tea than you will in the summer. And we've talked about this in a past episode, how it's this kind of almost Eastern idea, how we have hot and cold, and how we have this balance, this balance in our body of what foods we eat during different times of the year. For example, most people aren't eating watermelon in the winter and soups in the summer. Normally it's flipped. And you do see that with teas as well. So in the hotter months, people gravitate toward the lighter oxidized teas or the no oxidized teas. So these are going to be greens, yellows, and whites, either hot or cold. Because it's hot outside, there's something that we just gravitate toward that side of the tea spectrum. And so conversely, when it starts getting colder, we tend to gravitate toward the more oxidized to the full fermented side of the spectrum, and then certain herbals. And that just makes sense, right? I mean, you think about wintertime, you think about sweater weather, scarves, snow, football season, hot chocolate, and warm, relaxing teas. So let's just get to it. And this is in no particular order, and these are all going to be teas that we offer here. Number one would be Blue Flower Earl Grey. Earl Grey just has a great, nice bergamot or citrus infusion that's into that black tea blend. But you throw in milk and sugar to that robust black tea, it's just so good. Number two is going to be the 2 chais. Now remember, chai just means tea in the Indian language, so really it's masala chai or spiced chai. And so every region of India, not just India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Thailand, Indochina, that whole area, Nepal, they have their own little quirks to the recipes, but the classic chai is going to be cardamom, cinnamon, of course black tea, cloves, maybe a little ginger. And so when you throw milk and sugar, or milk and honey, I don't really need to explain this. This is one of the most iconic teas on the planet, because there's nothing better. Maybe the hot chocolate people would disagree, the coffee people would disagree, but there's nothing better than a chai with warm milk mixed in on a cold day. And next to that would be the Thai chai. In other words, the chai or spiced tea that's more popular in Thailand. And that's going to be the same profile as the Mumbai masala chai, the Indian chai that we sell. But you're going to have star anise, those beautiful little stars, anise, and then turmeric. So we'll throw those 2 in there. So those are amazing. Number 4 would be Rose Petal Black. Rose Petal Black tea is great. It's a Lapsang Sachong, which is a pine smoked black tea. Notice how there's a current theme running through all these. It's a pine smoked black tea, and it just warms you up. And then we throw in addition to that, some little lavender pieces and then the rose petals. So when you put that with milk and a sweetener, it's so good. And the last, I would say, from the tea world would be dark chocolate peppermint black tea. I mean, just the name of it warms you up. Just that kind of just subtle sweetness that comes from that tea. It's just so good. And you milk and you sweeten that up. Now, honorable mentions, I would say that pu'er, which is post-fermented category of the Camellia sinensis leaves. Pu'er I'll drink all the time, but I would say that normally, if you notice, it's the black teas, it's the 100% oxidized teas that you can do with milk and sugar. They're typically the ones that we gravitate toward in the winter. And I would say, tangential to that would be some pu'ers, especially like the ginger pu'ers, because ginger has that kind of warming quality to it. And also to the left of the black teas, some of the really strongly roasted oolongs. So like, for example, we have Iron Goddess of Mercy, otherwise known as Black Dragon. That's maybe one that you gravitate toward as well. Or Oriental Beauty, that's another kind of stronger oxidized ones. Now, when it comes to tisanes, otherwise known as herbals, well, there's a lot. Like cinnamon, I think we tend to drink more cinnamon in the winter. I think as we get more maybe illnesses, sore throats, cough, then maybe we also go toward Shanti, which is an Ayurvedic tea blend that has tulsi, and tulsi has this menthol quality. So when you drink Shanti, it just naturally warms you up, and it's really good for sinuses and congestion problems as well. And so I would kind of throw those in addition. I mean, sure, there's chamomile, lavender, peppermint. People will drink this all year round, but I really think cinnamon and shanti are just really good for the cooler weathers. So go sip on that black tea with milk in your sweetener and cuddle up in a blanket and enjoy this cooler weather as it's coming. Until next time, take care and God bless.